All right, today we're diving into a story that, well, it starts out as this spooky local ghost legend, but it quickly uncovers something much, much darker, a chilling truth about injustice. This is one of those tales where a ghost revenge actually ends up saving an entire community. Okay, so picture this. It's 1987. You're in a small, remote Indian village called Devkhada, and there's this one really strange, really terrifying rule. After the sun goes down, you absolutely cannot say the name Savitri. Why? Because everyone is convinced that just saying her name out loud will summon her ghost. And look, this isn't just some old wives' tale. It's practically law there, born from a tragedy that pretty much scarred the village forever. So who was this Savitri? Well, she was at the center of all this fear. People said she was the most beautiful girl in the whole village, the daughter of a poor farmer. And her story, like so many tragic ones, begins with a wedding. She was set to marry a man named Raghuram, and his mother, a wealthy and frankly notoriously greedy woman named Lakshmama. You know the type. They say her eyes would literally glitter at the thought of money. And on her wedding day, things just went from joyful to absolutely horrifying and fast. The timeline of what happened is just full of these really creepy, unsettling signs. First, at midnight, the sacred wedding fire, which is supposed to be the symbol of purity, it starts burning this ominous blue color. Then by sunrise, Savitri is dead. And by that afternoon, she's already in the ground. But get this. Only after someone had stripped all of her gold wedding jewelry from her body. I mean, every single one of these events is a massive red flag pointing to foul play. So what was the official story? The groom's family claimed it was a snake bite. Super convenient, right? It's tragic, sure, but it means no one's to blame. But the suspicion just wouldn't go away, especially because Savitri's own mother was physically stopped from seeing her daughter's body one last time. Think about that. Denying a mother that last goodbye? That was the first major crack in the official story. And it's right here that things stop being normal and start getting supernatural. So a year passes. The village, they try to move on. They try to bury the memory of Savitri right along with her body. But then, on the exact anniversary of her death, it becomes terrifyingly, chillingly clear. Savitri hasn't forgotten them. Not at all. She's back. And she did not make a quiet entrance. This was an announcement. First, you hear this chorus of every single dog in the village howling at once. Then, boom, a total blackout. Every single oil lamp just goes out at the exact same time. And then, people start seeing a faceless figure in a red wedding sari under the old banyan tree. And that's when she claims her first victim, her own husband, Raghuram, who, by the way, had already remarried. He's found dead. The cause? Nobody knows, but on his forehead is this one single chilling mark, red sindoor, that vermilion powder married Hindu women wear. And Raghuram's death, that was just the beginning. It wasn't a one-time thing. It was the start of a horrifying pattern. The very next year, another man, a guy known for dowry harassment, dies in the exact same way. And it just keeps happening. Year after year, abusive men mysteriously die, and every single one of them has that same ghostly signature on their forehead. Savitri's message was coming through loud and terrifyingly clear. And just when you think it can't get any creepier, it does. The haunting takes this deeply disturbing new turn. Savitri's spirit starts possessing the very people you'd think she was trying to protect, new brides. Villagers would find them, sleepwalking through the streets at night, drawn to her grave. And they just stand there, eyes shut tight, whispering, forgive me, to something nobody could see. She was literally using the innocent to broadcast her message of terror and judgment. Okay, so fast forward a decade, a whole decade of this fear hanging over the village. And then, finally, the truth starts to come out. An 80-year-old woman, an elder named Yashodama, she was there on that wedding night. And after all this time, she just can't keep the secret anymore. She comes forward, ready to tell everyone exactly what she saw. And what she says, it's the bombshell everyone had secretly feared was true. Yashodama says she saw Savitri's mother-in-law, Lakshmama, sneak a little vial of poison into the glass of milk, the one traditionally given to a bride on her wedding night. It wasn't a snake. It was never a snake. Savitri was murdered, and it was by her own new family. And the reason why? Pure, cold-hearted Greed. Lakshmama's plan was as simple as it was monstrous. Step 1, murder Savitri. Step 2, keep her dowry and all her expensive gold jewelry. Step 3, marry her son off again to get a second dowry from a whole new family. It was murder for profit. It's just that simple.
So now the villagers had the truth. They go and confront Lakshmama. And as she's standing there, denying everything, a storm starts brewing out of nowhere. The sky goes dark. And then, walking towards them from the graveyard, is an apparition in a red sari. It's Savitri, but this time is different. She's not some faceless monster. This time, her purpose is about to become crystal clear. For years, the village had been terrified of this mindless, vengeable ghost. But now, as Savitri's spirit actually speaks to them, they finally get it. Her real goal wasn't just about getting revenge for herself. No, she wanted to become something more. A symbol, a guardian, someone who would wipe out the evil of dowry abuse for good, so no other woman would ever have to suffer the way she did. This was never just about vengeance. It was about justice. And then comes her final judgment for her murderer, Lakshmama, and it's not death. No. She chooses a fate she considers far, far worse. She condemns her killer to live a long life, but a life of pure psychological torment. She would be haunted every single night by the face of the girls she killed, all for a little bit of gold. I mean, talk about a fitting punishment. And believe it or not, her actions had a real, tangible, lasting impact. The village elders were so terrified, they made a pact right then and there. From that day on, the practice of demanding a dowry was officially banned in their village. Savitri's horrifying campaign of ghostly justice actually led to real, profound social change. And this right here is why this story is so much more than just a spooky legend. Savitri's haunting might be supernatural, but what happened to her? That part is tragically, horrifyingly real. The source material for this story makes a powerful point. Every single year, thousands of women become victims of dowry-related harassment, abuse, and even murder. So that leaves us with a really tough question, doesn't it? In the story, a ghost rises up to deliver this brutal, swift form of justice. She literally forces an entire community to change its ways and becomes a legend that protects the vulnerable. But what about our world? A world where there are no ghosts to hold murderers accountable. It really makes you stop and wonder, who is there to protect all the real Savitris?